Hi kids, I'm Storytime Pup, and welcome to the Storytime Pup Show. I'm so glad you came by to play. I love when my friends come by to play, and you're one of my friends. Are you ready to have fun? Let's see what we're going to do today. Magic marker, show us what we're going to do today. Yay! It's storybook time! We love storybook time! Hi kids! Thanks for stopping by! Today we're going to be reading a book about the joy of reading, especially with your parents or someone you love. This book is called The Reading Promise, and it's written by my friend Troy Kent, and it's illustrated by Elisa Moriconi. Are you ready? Let's read this special book together. Catherine became a mother for the first time. She named her baby boy Daniel. She was very happy that she had a baby, but she was also very scared. Catherine was scared because she had never been a mother before, so she wasn't sure what to do. There were a lot of things she didn't know, but she knew that she wanted to be a good mother. Catherine didn't have much money, though. She used all the money she had to buy food and clothes for herself and her new baby. Sometimes Catherine even had to buy medicine when Daniel was sick. She always thought of her baby first. Catherine was a good mother, even if she didn't know it. One day, Catherine took Daniel for a walk in his hand-me-down stroller. As they walked down Main Street, she saw a lot of other mothers with their babies. Many of those mothers were buying fancy clothes and expensive toys for their babies. Catherine even saw some mothers taking their small children to the movies. Seeing how many things she couldn't do for her little boy made her sad. But she wasn't sad for long. When Catherine and Daniel turned onto Oak Street, they came face to face with the public library, which gave her an idea. Reading to Daniel every night would be very special, and it wouldn't cost any money. So Catherine leaned over and whispered in his ear, "The day you were born, I loved you a lot. So I'm making a promise here on the spot. My promise to you goes something like this. I'll read to you every night and end with a kiss." So Catherine went into the library, got herself a library card, and signed out their very first book. She was very excited about this and couldn't wait to read Daniel the book. But before she could read it, she had to feed him supper and bathe him. After that, Catherine put him in a clean diaper and pajamas. Then she cuddled Daniel in her arms and read. When she finished the story, she said, "The day you were born, I loved you a lot. So I'm making a promise here on the spot. My promise to you goes something like this. I'll read to you every night and end with a kiss." Catherine kissed Daniel on the cheek and laid him down to sleep. She was very happy. Catherine kept her promise, and she read to Daniel every night. During the day, she would put him in the stroller, and they would walk to the library to get more books. Sometimes they would sign out 6 books at a time, especially if she thought it was going to rain the next day. She was a very smart mother. And every now and then, when Catherine did have some extra money, she'd buy Daniel a book. After a while, he had quite a few books of his own on the shelf. Well, like any other boy, Daniel continued to grow. In fact, Catherine thought he'd never stop growing. Before she knew it, her baby was walking and talking and talking and talking. Some days, Catherine thought he'd never stop talking. But every night, after she bathed him and put him to bed, Catherine would read him a story. And each night, as Daniel fell asleep, she whispered in his ear, "The day you were born, I loved you a lot. So I made you a promise, back then on the spot. The promise I made went something like this. I'll read to you every night and end with a kiss. Then she leaned over and kissed him on the cheek. Daniel kept getting older, and before Catherine knew it, he wanted to read all on his own. Because she had read to him so many times, Daniel loved to read more than anything. She was a very smart mother. Soon that boy could read anything. They read every night and talked about the things they read. Daniel had all kinds of questions, and he learned all sorts of things. One night they read a book about dinosaurs that Daniel loved. So that weekend, Catherine took him to the museum, and he got to see the skeletons of real dinosaurs. Catherine loved taking him to the museum because it was another thing they could do together that didn't cost much money. Daniel couldn't believe how big the dinosaurs were. Catherine and Daniel came up with a lot of other things to do that didn't cost a lot of money, and these ideas always came from books. Once they read a book about a sea captain, and they went fishing the next day with the worms they dug up in their yard. Another time, they read a book about fireflies, so they stayed up a little later the next night to catch them in a jar. Then they read a book about trains, which Daniel also liked a lot, so Catherine took him to see a real one. Daniel thought the train was really cool, especially when he heard its whistle blow. He also read a book about stars and galaxies, so a few nights later, when the sky was really clear, they laid out on a blanket and looked up into the night sky. They were able to find the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. Daniel was now in school, and he was learning all kinds of new things. One night, when Catherine started to read him a story, he told her that he was too old for bedtime stories. This made her sad, but she always knew that day would come. Her little boy was growing into a man. So like any other boy, he grew out of diapers and bedtime stories and started to do things that older kids do. But no matter how old he got, Daniel often asked his mother to help him with his homework. Even if she was really tired, Catherine always said yes. There were also many nights when Daniel was fast asleep that Catherine would tiptoe into his room and whisper to herself. The day you were born, I loved you a lot, so I made you a promise, back then on the spot. The promise I made went something like this. I'll read to you every night and end with a kiss. And even though she didn't read to him, Catherine always snuck in another kiss. Years went by, and Daniel was all grown up. He finished school, went to college, and got a job. He got married, and one day his wife had his first baby. It was a girl. Daniel was scared because he had never been a father before, so he wasn't sure what to do. There were a lot of things that he didn't know, but he knew he wanted to be a good father. He also wanted to do something special for his little girl. A short time later, Catherine got very sick, so the doctor put her in the hospital. Daniel visited his mother every day, and while he was there, he read her a story. She enjoyed it very much. One day, while Daniel was reading to her, Catherine closed her eyes and died quietly in her sleep. Daniel was very sad, but he finished the story anyway. He was sure she was still listening. Daniel went home, and when he got there, he went right to an old chest in his room. In it, he found the first book that his mother had read to him. Catherine had given him his own copy when he was still a little boy, and it remained his favorite. Daniel picked up his daughter and was just about to read it to her, but then he remembered that she hadn't had supper yet. So, he fed her supper, gave her a bath, and put her in a clean diaper and pajamas. Then Daniel cuddled her in his arms and started to read that same old book. Daniel was reading the book, he started to cry. He finally figured out what he could do that was special for his daughter. He realized that the time his mother spent reading to him was their very special time together. And no matter what happened in life, he would always remember those times and those talks. Daniel leaned over and whispered in his baby's ear, "The day you were born, I loved you a lot. So I'm making a promise here on the spot. My promise to you goes something like this. I'll read to you every night and end with a kiss. He was a very smart father." The end. Wasn't that a nice book? See how special it is when someone reads to you or you read together? It's something you can share. Remember this and share the joy of reading with those people in your family and those that you love. I hope you enjoyed this book. Thank you to Troy Kent for sharing that award-winning book with us. You can read more about Troy Kent and his books by looking in the description below. Wasn't that great? I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click on the thumbs up button below. Moms, dads, and adults, please leave your and your children's comments below. This way we know what shows you like, so we can make more of them. There's one more thing that we always do at the end of every show. Magic glasses. Magic glasses lets me see some of my friends who came to play. Maybe I'll see you today. Magic glasses, that's the way. Show me my friends who came to play. Okay, now everyone smile and wave and let me see if I see you. Oh, I see Jennifer and Sierra. Oh, there's Bradley and Michaela. And Riley and Lucas. Oh, hi, Kai. There's Eric and Layla. Oh, there's Caden and Jasmine. Nevaeh and Emily. Oh, I see Lola and Miley. I see a lot of my friends waving at me. Did I see you today? If not, maybe I'll see you next time. Make sure you check back soon, because we'll be adding a bunch of new shows every week. Make sure you have an adult. Click on the subscribe button right here. That way you won't miss any of the fun. Moms and dads, make sure you visit the Storytime Pup website to sign up for our great free giveaways. We have giveaways for books, CDs, DVDs, t-shirts, and other great stuff. Sign up just once, and you'll have a chance for all the drawings to come. And kids, don't forget to tell your friends about Storytime Pup. And before I go, here's a great big hug for all my friends. Thanks for stopping by to play. I'll see you real soon. Bye now. The fun's not over yet, kids. Click below for more fun videos. There's children's books, Let's Pretend, and games. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking right here.